Greetings gamers, as you may notice by the title, today I'm going to resume and do a quick review of the Metal Slug main series. And of course, that we're going to start with the first one. Let me just say that I love almost all Metal Slugs. The first one I played was the first one in the franchise, and I love it. The war team, releasing the war prisoners, the war tanks, and the helicopters that resembles the World War II, the funny characters and enemies, the bombastic gameplay. I love everything in the game. The second one was a huge update, bigger levels, bigger bosses, more weapons and vehicles. I didn't like the part where our character is transformed into a mummy, because we walk very slowly and that damaged the gameplay. Metal Slug 2 also introduced allies to help us in our way. The first one is a prisoner. When we rescue him, he will fight alongside, throwing Hadoukens like Ryu and Ken from the Street Fighter series. And then another character is an armor supplier. She carries a huge backpack and drops random items for us to collect. We also have now 4 characters to play. Harry and Few joins Marco and Tarma from the first time. And then it comes Metal Slug 3, that is my least favorite in the series. As I mentioned before in Metal Slug 2, I didn't like the part where our character is turned into a mummy. And in this third one is even worse. Our character turns into a zombie, a very slow one, that completely damaged the gameplay. I also didn't like that most of our enemies is now aliens. In my opinion, fighting against an enemy army was so much fun. I also didn't like the final level because it's too long. The last level is as big as the rest of the game. But one thing that I love in the game is that we have another supporting character called Yutan. That is a sweet monkey baby, armed with a Uzi. Fortunately, Metal Slug 4, SNK returned to the roots. And once again we fight against an enemy's armies. We also have 2 new characters, Trevor and Nadia. We have for the first time a double machine gun that is my second favorite weapon in the series, after the shotgun. In mission 1 and 6, there are scientists with rifles that are loaded with a special chemical that transforms our character into a monkey similar to Utan. We gain a much stronger jumping ability, and we are able to hang on the bars. Our default gun, the pistol, also turns into a Uzi. Coming back to the roofs was excellent and very well received by the players in Japan. Game Machine listed Metal Slug 4 in 2002 as being the second most successful arcade game of that year. Then it comes my favorite, Metal Slug 5. Now we can perform a slide that is very good to avoid the enemy's bullets and gives the game an even better gameplay. I also love the heavy metal soundtrack, not because I like heavy metal, but because it suits the game very well. We have 3 new vehicles, and again there is no zombies, mummies, aliens or such supernatural creatures, although the final boss is a huge team. And after 5, of course, we have Metal Slug 6. It was the first main game in the franchise not run in SNK Neo Geo arcade hardware. This game, alongside with Metal Slug 3D, was created to celebrate the series' 10th anniversary. And also for the first time in the franchise, we have 6 playable characters. The original team in Metal Slug 2, 3 and 5 now have 2 new soldiers, Ralph and Clark, from the original Ikari Warriors and the Kings of Fighters series. And this time, for the first time in the series, each playable character now possesses a unique attribute. Few, for example, begins each mission with a heavy machine gun, and Harry have 20 grenades instead of 10. The alien returns as our main enemy, like it was in the third one. I didn't like that very much, but I have to admit that the final boss is one of the best in the series.
2 machine guns.
The last one in the original series, Metal Slug 7, was released original for Nintendo DS, and again, we only fight enemy soldiers. And there is a part in the game we fight against plants, very similar to the plants in Super Mario series. We have 3 new vehicles and also 3 levels of difficulty. A new weapon to the arsenal called the Thundershot, fires a stream of electricity that circles around enemies and vehicles. Metal Slug 7 used the Nintendo DS touchscreen as a map of the levels, making it easier for us to look and to know where we get the power-ups and capture the prisoner. Although the fifth one is my favorite and the third one my least favorite, I love all games in this franchise. This is possible my second favorite franchise from SNK after Fatal Fury. If I have to rank the series from the one that I like it more to my least favorite, I would rank it in this order: 5, 4, 7, 2, 1, 6, 3. And that's it, gamers. Later this week I'm going to talk about the Metal Slug spin-off series for the Neo Geo Pocket, Game Boy Advance, and also Metal Slug 3D for the PlayStation 2. For now, I hope you like this video.